How y'all doing? This is Preacher Man R&B, and this is another episode of Retro TV 91, and this time I'm doing another movie reviews, and this time I'm reviewing Time Cop. And this is another Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. And what happens on Time Cop, Jean-Claude Van Damme plays this guy named Max Walker, and he's a DC cop. And he meets up with his wife at the mall, and it's the year 1994. And he's telling her that he's going to take a new job, and what this job is a police force for time travel. And in the very beginning of the movie, before this, the government made this organization because some guy went back in 1863 and stole some Confederate gold and used that to buy nuclear weapons from Iraq. And they wanted to police this, that way nobody could do this, and this is what happened. Well, Max and his wife go back to his home, and she's going to tell him that she's pregnant, but she doesn't get to because he gets a call that he has to go into work to cover somebody's shift. And when he goes out the door, some guys jump him and beat him up real good, and he sees his wife in the house, and at first he doesn't know who's holding her, but we find out at the end of the movie who he is, and his house blows up and kills his wife. Well, it goes forward in time to 2004, and Max Walker just went back in time to stop his ex-partner from getting money from Wall Street. He went to the time where all the people was jumping off the buildings when the Wall Street plummeted real bad, and he's benefiting on this and getting money in the stocks that in the future is doing real good. And he's doing this because for the senator that started the Time Cops. And the reason he's doing this is to give money for the senator so he can become president. And Max finds this out and brings his partner back to justice and tells his partner to testify, but he doesn't, and he shuts his mouth and gets sentenced to death. Well, after this, Max tells this to his captain, and the senator that was behind us shows up. He's trying to get the Time Cops shut down because they're interfering in him becoming president. Well, he tells Max, asks Max what happened on his last mission, and Max tells him, he says, "Do you have a lead?" And Max says, "Yes, he does." And then the senator leaves and goes back in time in 1994 again, and this time he talks to his younger self and tells him to stay in business, that way he can get money for his presidency. And Max goes back in time to stop this, and a big gunfight ensues. And then the woman that he went back in time with, his new partner, turns her back on him and betrays him, and she gets shot, and Max goes back to 2004. Well, when he goes back to 2004, everything's changed, and the Time Cops are about to be shut down because the senator's about to become president, and he's shutting the Time Cops down. So Max tells his supervisor to send him back, and he convinces him to do this. And then Max goes back to find the woman who betrayed him. That way he can have proof that she was there so they can get the senator arrested. Well, while he's getting the blood that was taken from her, he sees the blood of his wife, and he finds out that his wife's pregnant. And that's what she wanted to tell him in the beginning of the movie. Well, he goes, finds his wife, and tells him what's happening, and tells him to keep his past self upstairs at nighttime. And the reason he does this is because this night his family gets attacked, and he goes and tries to stop that. And at the end of the movie, he gets in a big fight with these thugs and the senator, and the senator is the one that was holding his wife in the beginning of the movie when his wife died. And this whole thing where Max calls the senator's younger self the past self, and they get in the same space, and if you touch your past self and present self at the same matter, can't be in the same spot, so you disintegrate. This is what happened to the senator, and Max gets his wife out of the house in time before it blows up and saves his wife. And then he goes back into 2004, and he goes home, and his wife and son is alive, and he meets his son for the first time because this is his first time meeting him, even though stuff has went by regularly. This is his first time meeting his son. That's all that really happened in this movie, Time Cop. If y'all ever watched Time Cop, what did y'all like about this movie? As always, And I'll be signing out. That's you, Austin. This has been another episode of TV 91. See you next time.